Many of the philosophers I've spoken to on the show came to philosophy through math and physics, but I don't think I've asked any moral philosophers their origin story yet. So I'm wondering if it's going to be the same thing. So how did you end up in philosophy, and then in particular working primarily in applied ethics?
I ended up in philosophy really largely by accident. I was doing my undergraduate studies at the University of Melbourne in Australia. And in Australia, if you want to do law or medicine, you go straight from high school. You don't have to do an undergraduate degree before that. They are considered undergraduate degrees. So I applied to do law. I did law, I suppose, partly because my older sister had done law. And, I enjoyed arguing. It seemed like lawyers argue and get paid for it. So I was accepted by the law school, but before going there, you see a counsellor, and the counsellor looked at my record at high school and said, well, you've done very well in history and literature and languages. You may find law a bit dry. Would you be interested in combining it with an arts degree? Because there was a combined arts-law combination. And so I said, yes, that does sound interesting. Takes a little bit longer, but why not? And so then the question arose, so what subjects will I take in the arts component, the humanities component, this is, of the arts degree? And I knew that I wanted to take some history because I had enjoyed that at high school. But this same elder sister that I mentioned had been going out with somebody who had done some philosophy and had talked to me a little bit about it. So that sounded interesting, and it was quite new because there was no philosophy at high school then. So I decided to take first-year philosophy, and that got me into that path. I continued to do both the law subjects and the humanities subjects until I'd completed the BA and would have had another 2 years to finish the law degree. But I got offered a scholarship to do a master's degree. And so I went over to the law faculty and said, I'd like to do this master's degree. It sounds interesting. Can I postpone the law degree? And they said, sure, you can postpone it. No great hurry. So I did the master's degree, and then I got offered another scholarship, this time to go to Oxford to do graduate work in philosophy there. And that was pretty exciting. Going to Oxford, that was like the mecca for the English-speaking philosophy world at the time. So I accepted that, and so I never completed the law degree. I've got half a law degree to my name. And so that's how I got into philosophy. But already even before, even at the time when I was choosing the master's degree, for example, I was more interested in ethics and political philosophy than I was interested in metaphysics or epistemology or logic. It seemed just more relevant to discuss questions that you want to talk about. I'd been quite involved in student politics all through my undergraduate years. I worked on the student newspaper. I was in various clubs and societies. And questions of value and questions of what's the right political values and political philosophical questions kept coming up. So that's what I naturally gravitated towards, and I've stayed with that.
Well, philosophers, like lawyers, have a penchant for argument. So you picked a very good alternative, I think.
I think that's right. And I think that's why I did well in philosophy, because as I said, I'd always enjoyed arguing. And the nice thing about being a philosopher is, well, you do get paid for your arguing, not as well as you might if you were a successful lawyer, but you can argue about what's true. You don't have to just argue about what will benefit your client. And